Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace here. Forgive my voice. It's been a very long weekend, but I'm here. Look, I am not going to prolong this. I want to talk to you about something that I every now and then introduce, but I'm really going to be talking to you and sharing it with a lot of the next couple of weeks because I think it's a great opportunity for people who are really trying to break into business and they don't know where to start. They don't have the startup capital, and so they're becoming a little discouraged. I'm going to introduce you to a strategy, a business line strategy that I literally developed some years ago. um, when my business over the course of several years took major hits and I basically lost everything. And I'm sitting there at ground zero, wondering how you go from where I was to where I am now at that time. And I don't talk a lot in specifics about money. That's just the way I am. But what I can tell you is there's a period of time I had a whole bunch of it. They say that the average millionaire goes broke about 3 times over the course of their life. And to some people, broke means penniless. To other people, broke means lack of assets. Whatever you want to define it as, I'm not going to speak specifics, but I was hurting. And in a way that was devastating to me emotionally, psychologically, and definitely financially. And I was looking for a way to break back in. And the way that I had made a bunch of my money was in real estate. I also had an international relocation company that took a major hit. There was a bunch of things. It was just one of those things where all the dominoes lined up, along with my confidence bleeding over into the area of arrogance, thinking that I was the golden child and that I could never make a bad decision, and got a little arrogant, then got a little aggressive trying to correct the mistakes I made through my arrogance. And bam, imagine the gambler who is on a streak and thinks they can't lose. And then all of a sudden they lose, and then they start gambling to get back to where they lost. Same thing in business, just in, a little longer for it to happen. But anyway, I sit up and I realized that the internet, being online, was something that was going to be prevalent. I had a background in marketing, so in understanding marketing, I knew that the social media platforms like Facebook at the time and Twitter at the time. Now you got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. They're producing major results in the area of marketing. But what it showed me is that customer intel was being collected online at a massive rate. And even brick and mortar businesses were learning that they needed an online presence. So what that told me is there was opportunities online. So my business strategy, my model for launching businesses long before the internet took off has always been low entry, low startup, and build and scale out. I never tried to come in big. I never tried to hit their home run out the box. I always tried to start at a place that I could get in, and within a short period of time, bring my company to profit. And then from there, start finding ways to branch out, collaborate, and things of that nature. Well, I decided that, hey, this time I'm going to hang almost everything online. I'm going to figure out something online. So what I started was, hey, what do I do well that I can immediately present to someone and get paid for? Hey, I'm a writer. So I created an online platform where I developed content, procured content, wrote papers, everything you can imagine for different companies. I picked up some major contracts, which were huge in getting me established. I picked one with First Choice Lighting in the UK. I wrote all of the product descriptions for all of their lighting products and fixtures. I picked up another one for a furniture company in Australia that allowed me to do all of their product descriptions. And then from there, I started writing from other platforms like Constant Content. Constant Content allowed me to sit down and do something I like doing, research and write, and get paid pretty well for it, all things considered. It wasn't going to be something that was going to make me rich, but it was something that paid well. For instance, right now on Constant Content is where I try to push some of my writers that I develop to get on. Number one is you're going to have to pass a writing contest. I mean, a writing test, and you're going to get past that first. Not everybody gets past it because they are looking for good writers. But if you get past it, my average article, say 750 word article, which I can write in less than 30 minutes, paid me 125, 130 bucks. So for 30 minutes of work, 100 some, so an average of 200 some dollars an hour. At the time, that was where I was averaging out my value in the market, period. It was around 250. Right now, my average for my time, which is why I charge $350 per session on a single session, is because anything less than that, consistently accepting anything less than that actually takes me below my market value. So anyway, I decided I was going to get into it. And so what I came up with was simply a system. It wasn't about what I was doing. It was the system. So I started out with writing. Then it went from that to web development. It went from that to teaching. It went from that to, and so what I figured out is anything I want to do online, that was a way to go into it, create it, get it off, market it. And I'm telling you, your business is only going to be as successful as your marketing efforts. And most people don't understand marketing, and that's okay. There are people out there that can do it and do it in a way that you are going to be okay as far as whatever they're charging, because the idea is your marketing effort should always bring in more than you spend. Your spend rate and your burn rate should never exceed what you're actually bringing in. Now, in the beginning, for some businesses, especially brick and mortar businesses, your burn rate is going to be high, and you're going to have a high marketing cost that exceeds your actual revenue. But that should be short. But in online, where you're presenting something online and you're presenting a service that may be your service or may be your product, or it may be somebody else's service and product. You work in an affiliate program, you're working something where you're promoting something that you didn't create, but you're getting paid for promoting it. Then you're talking about low entry, and within a couple of transactions, you've actually earned whatever it took you to get there. And I teach you how to actually do this without having to spend any money out of your pocket. And it's something that I've done over and over. Once I did it, I'm like, man, I do. So I do the same thing when I'm ready to promote a book. I do it when I'm ready to start a new service. I do it whenever I'm sitting up ready to open a new. Everything is this thing. I just wash and repeat for any effort that I want to produce of generating revenue online. And I want to teach it to you. And I want to teach you step by step. This is not a master class. I know I've been doing a lot of master class. I'm going to continue doing them because I want to reach as many people as possible. This class is a one-on-one class. It's me and you sitting down and me getting an idea of what you're good at, to see if you have anything you want to offer, which is always great. If you can start out with something you want to offer, it's quality, it's something that you can be proud of presenting to people, then you got something to put out there. But there are a bunch of things that already exist where the owner or the developer of the product or the service is willing to pay you a percentage of what someone will pay for it in order to promote it, because they don't have the time to do it. This is the way they market their product. And so there's a bunch of things that you can look into and get into. And what I see is a bunch of people who want to start new businesses. They want multiple streams of income. They want a secondary or a supplemental form of income next to what they're already earning, and they don't know how to get in the game. They don't know where to start. What I want to do is I want to get you to a point to where you not only get started on this one, you have a formula that you can wash and repeat every time an idea pops in your head. And I do that outside of what you see me do primarily through the Visionetics Institute, the Odyssey Project, primarily. Rick Wallace Enterprises has Myriad Business Solutions, Master Fitness 21, the Odyssey Project. There are so many other things that I promote on levels that are not directly attached to my brand, but I promote them. I promote for urban intellectuals, their flashcards. And once I create it and set it out there and I promote it, I do the SEO and I set it up, I don't really have to go back. Every now and then I get an alert. Hey, you just sold this. Hey, you just sold that. And it comes in. Now, when on the major things like what I actually supply, I also use the same thing. I'm going to do this and I'm going to come in this way. I'm going to set it up, and then I'm going to market it in whatever way I market it. And a lot of my marketing, especially in the beginning, when capital was short, all of my marketing was free marketing. Social media platforms have made it a little bit more difficult, but it's still possible. Um, that was a time that you could just drop a link on Facebook and it was going to come back at you because almost everybody on your friends list was going to see it. Now, the average person, maybe 7% of your posts are being seen. Your posts are being seen by about 7 to 15% of your the total friends. It's the way it's set up. They want to push you to Facebook ads. The beautiful thing is, if you go to Facebook ads and you get them set up right, which I would actually, say let Facebook do it for you. They'll help you set it up right. They perform. Instagram and Facebook ads and Instagram ads come together. So you can get Facebook promotion and you're going to automatically get the same promotion on Instagram. And so if you're promoting on Facebook, you're promoting on Instagram. Facebook owns Instagram. And that's a beautiful thing. Another thing is learning how to use Google Ads. Google is still the most largest and powerful entity on the internet. They're controlling the movement, the searches, the scale of the advertisement, and so Google Ads work. Google also owns YouTube, so Google owns the two largest search engines in the world, which are Google and YouTube. YouTube is also an unbelievable place where you can use advertisement. Not only can you earn ad money on Google, YouTube by having your own channel and putting out content, which is another way to start a business, but you can also pay for ads to be on other people's videos and again make those ads work for you. And again, Google will help you set that up and you can make that. Those are just some of the marketing strategies that I'll share with you. But the idea is to take any of a number of opportunities that already exist or come with your own opportunity and then find out how quickly can I get it online. I am at a point now where I can come up with an idea and within 4 to 5 hours, I can have it live. I can come up with an idea. There are times I went to bed and during my sleep, something hit me and I woke up, typed it into the calendar, got to work the next day, opened the calendar, say, yeah, I remember that, set it up, put it out there, and it's out there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to assume you don't have the experience that I have online. I'm going to assume that you don't have the knowledge about business that I have and a bunch of other things. I'm assuming that I'm going to be teaching a lot of people from scratch. So I'm going to say 7 days. In 7 days, you will have your company up and running. Now, the truth of the matter is it doesn't really take that long. So the first time you learn it, you can look at it and you can say, well, I can do this in 2 days. I can do this in 3 days and whatever. But I'm telling you, in 7 days, you can have it up and running from concept of having an idea to actually having it up. And I'm going to give you multiple ideas. So you're not going to have to go out and say, man, well, now I got to find out. No, I'm going to give you something that you can literally take this, do what I'm telling you with, and you can sell it. And they're going to pay you for selling it for them. And that's out there. And it's so many different things, Max Bounty, ClickBank, Amazon, Commission Junction, just to name a few. Personal, I offer affiliates. If you help promote wherever it is, I'm asking you to promote at a particular time, I'll give you a percentage of the sale. And that's something I'm going to offer everybody that comes in, and an opportunity to partner with me in changing the world. And that means taking what I do to help people change their lives and getting people to sign up and getting a percentage of that and being a part of making this year an epic year. But you don't have to. You don't have to promote anything that I offer. You can take whatever you want out of this and build it yourself. But what I am saying is that this is an opportunity that you don't want to pass up. If you've been talking about getting started in business, this link, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to misquote you because I got so many things out and selling, but I want to say that this is $397. I want to say 397, but yep, 397. I was right. $397. I had to go actually pull it up and check, but it's $397. So for $397, you're going to earn, you're going to learn how to launch a business that keeps paying. This is a beautiful thing. I've got stuff that I created back in 2012, 2013, that at that time, that was how I was eating. And obviously I evolved, I came out of it, I moved into more lucrative opportunities, but because it's still out there and it's still a legitimate product for sale, every now and then, bam, here comes one. Man, I forgot that was out there. And because I was extremely aggressive because again, I'm eating. This is paying the bills. This is how I'm eating. This is funding my vision. So this wasn't something that I lackadaisically took on. I was in it 100%. And that's the thing I tell people. People say, well, how much can I make? I can't tell you how much you're going to make. I can't guarantee you that you're going to make anything. That's the truth. What I can guarantee you is that you will see results that are in direct correspondence to the energy, the effort, the time, and the commitment and the consistency that you put in. I'm telling you, you don't put consistency, energy, and effort into something and get nothing back. That's not how God set the universe up to work. Whatever you put out comes back to you. The thing is, people want to do something and say, okay, I did that. Now what? And sit back and wait. Yeah, you may get something every now and then, but what I'm talking about is there's a way that you can take that and that 397 that you invested, literally have it back in a week, literally have it back in 2 weeks. And then just imagine how many people do you know that you talk to that's actually started businesses that can go into profitability in a week to 2 weeks, or let's even say a month. It takes you a month to make that back. But then say it doesn't get any better than that. That's still an extra $400 a month that you have set up now that's coming into you, that's primarily automated, except for you may have to go back and make a few changes. But the thing is, you get to add to that. That's the thing. It's about accumulation. I didn't start where I'm at right now. I started with nothing out there. Now I'm managing roughly about 20 sites. I can't even tell you how many landing pages and affiliate accounts and all of that stuff. But it was just, hey, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep building. And the thing that I did is I took an approach. Everybody's different. I took the long route to the high ticket. I didn't come out, even though I felt I was good at what I did, I didn't come out with the high ticket. I came out with small things that I felt more people could afford. But I always knew that I had something valuable that I was going to take to the next level. And now I have a platinum package where people pay me $10,500 to work with me for a year. But I built that by just having so much content that people could see me, people could experience me. And, people always, well, it seems like every time you do a video, there's something you're selling. Yeah, but the video was free. Just listen to the video. If you never go to the description box, that video is free. And I guarantee you it's something in it. If you take that thing that you find in it and use it, you will benefit. I do this every day. I give something free away every day. It's called my time. I come in and I sit down and I share with you. I inspire you. I encourage you. And I hopefully light a fire under you, but I also leave you with something that you can work with. That's the way I move. So every day I'm blessing somebody, whether they buy from me or not. I'm blessing somebody, whether they sit up and click the like button or not. I'm blessing somebody, whether they never share, never subscribe. Why? Because I'm putting that out there. You may not bring it back to me, but somebody will. And so that's the thing. How much energy, effort, and time you're going to put into something is going to have a massive. Oh, man, I'm glad I clicked over and read this. Thanks, Tyra, for noticing. Tyra just congratulated me on my weight loss. Those of you who don't know, again, I'm about hitting goals. I'm about winning. But 2 years ago, I had 5 heart attacks over the course of about 7 days. At the time, I was 258 pounds. Well, 257.7. So 258 pounds. Hypertension through the roof. So many things wrong. I had a 90% blockage in one of my main arteries. We got the blockage removed, put a stent in. And I still was taking it slow on the weight loss because I was so focused on what I needed to do to keep up and keep the business running. Because, once you've had your business fold on you or your business endeavors, because it wasn't one business, it was business endeavors just collapse on you. You have this little thing inside of you that won't let you rest for long. And so literally, I came home after being in the hospital with those heart attacks and having that surgery. I came home and the next morning I was in the office working. And it took me a while to, hey, wait a minute, I remember, and so I'm sitting up and I'm going, wait a minute, I got to do something. And then I just went through this thing that I'm going through that I'm not talking about right now. I'm stepping back and putting God in the middle of it. And I'm doing what I'm supposed to do in loving and giving. And so that's where I'm focused at. But when I start going through it, I start saying, wait a minute, I need to be the best I can be to get through this. I cannot have a weakness that is lethal, and not being in shape was lethal. And so I started working, and I am down now over 30 pounds from where I was. And I still have about a 15 more to go before I start sculpting and building, but it definitely feels good. Uh, and hearing people say it is really good. You know, I'm not a person that goes and seeks out affirmation or somebody to confirm me or validate me, but it's good. I'm gonna tell you the biggest thing that happened as far as my weight loss, and I'm gonna get back to and tell you, but that's me. I'm going after it. I've got to get it. But let me tell you what happens. There's this guy in the gym, probably my age, mid 50s. This dude is not no hulking dude, because he's not a little dude either, but he is put together. And I watch him, and he speaks to me every time I come in. He's a white dude, speaks to me every time I come in, real polite, say, hey, and you know, and I didn't initiate conversation. For whatever reason, he noticed me. And there's something about your spirit that'll do that, though. He noticed me. And so he speaks to me every time. And out of courtesy, I speak back. Well, yesterday I'm sitting there, and he's leaving. He's done his workout. I'm getting in and I'm getting dressed. He walks over to me. He says, hey, man, I see the progress. Keep it up. To me, that was huge, because he's the dude I'm looking at and saying, okay, if he can do it, I can do it, because he's my age. And I know it's a bunch of other people out there. I joined a fitness group online, the Black Fitness. I forget the name of it, but it's a Black fitness group. Everybody in there is always encouraging you. But that's the thing. I got in it, and I just stood up. One of the things that I was able to do is I don't buy anything I'm not supposed to eat. So there's absolutely nothing in the house that I should be eating. I control all that part of it. And the crazy thing is, anybody who knows me knows that I have a long background in fitness and holistic health. My first company is a fitness company. I still have that company, Master Fitness 21. You can look it up online. But you can know and still not do when you get caught up in other things and you let things take over, and you'll sit up, and before you know it, you develop poor habits and you're behaving in a way that's not conducive to the things that you know you supposedly hold dear. And you've got to make some corrections. It's just another part to say, I'm not perfect. I bring my humanity to the table every day, but I don't allow my humanity to be an excuse. So I had to get rid of the excuses, and that's what I did. So I got up and put in the work, and I'm down 30. I got another 15 to go before I start sculpting really hard. You know, I work out, but I'm talking about getting it to way that I've always been. Um, you know, so I've got work to do, but I'm excited about it. So thanks again, Tara, for noticing, and thanks Tanya and SJ for dropping in and showing some love and celebrating with me. Now back to this thing with launching a business. Let me tell you, again, I bring my humanity to the table. I'm as transparent as I can possibly be without putting people into the personal details of my life. And I think, you know, people who are real close to me and pay attention to me knows when something's going on. Tara is one of those people. Tara has been around. She has been um, a person who has worked with me. She supported stuff that I've done. She really gleans from what I do, and so uh, when she speaks out, I listen, because I don't know everything, and sometimes, you know, you need to be able to hear other people tell you because you're kind of caught up. But people who actually know can tell when something's not right. And she's one of those people, and she's been very uplifting, very, very prayerful, and very supportive. And so I'm appreciative of people like that. But what I can tell you in that same humanity is this unbelievable, relentless nature that doesn't quit, that has done the things that I've been able to do in my life, that will leave a legacy behind me that says, this dude came, and he came from nothing, and he created something in this world. And through, you know, some bad turns and some poor decision making, and being a little bit overconfident. We can call it arrogant. He lost it, but he rebuilt it. He came back. He almost lost his life and he came back. I'm telling you, this thing that I want to teach you saved my life. It literally saved my life because I had lost everything and the way that I had built it had changed. The real estate market was in shambles. Uh, the international relocation market was in shambles because the economy was in shambles. That was a global financial collapse. And so the things that I had built, a lot of what hadn't, but that was still a market. I still have value. I found my value and I brought it to the market in the best and the most cost effective way online. That's what I want to teach you. I want to teach you how to bring your gift, your skill, your value, and you have it, whether you know it or not, you have it. But here's the beautiful thing. Even if you're not ready to present yourself, there's somebody out there that's willing to pay you to present them. There's so much, and there's a way to do it. There's so many different ways to present yourself that it's unbelievable that you can't explore them all. I can give you 5 years and you're still not going to get it all done because I'm still chasing, I'm still learning, I'm still grabbing. I'm gonna do that. And just, you got to make sure that you don't go out and take on more than you can handle and you start putting out a subpar product. That's the only thing. Be careful of that because you always want to give people more than what they pay for. That is my thing. When I deliver a service, I want to give people more than I pay for. When I outsource something that I'm offering to someone, the one thing that I'm going to ask the third party provider to do is make sure that you understand my philosophy and that you deliver it in the way that I want it and that it is high quality and they are satisfied with it. If they're not satisfied with it and you can't seem to satisfy them, notify me and I will do it myself. So I never promise anything I can't do. And most of the stuff that I do direct. I find a way to get it done. But there are other things that move outside the scope of what I'm passionate about, but just simply makes money. And I still get involved in it. And you have to learn how to do that. Your passion is where you center yourself. But there's got to be diversity and movement in your financial movement, in your business movement, in your social movement, in the way that you operate that moves outside the scope of where you hang your hat and what you're good at. It creates balance and allows you to withstand these hits that are going to come in life and not be shaken to the core. That's one of the things I learned is that I'm not going to hang my hat in one place, no matter how lucrative it is, no matter how well I'm doing, no matter how good I think I'm at it. I'm never going to do that again because I'm never going to be in a situation to take one hit and lose everything. And it wasn't one hit. It was a series of hits, but I could have positioned myself better. You live and you learn, but I'm going to teach you that. I'm also going to show you something that's absolutely imperative about success in business, and that's your mindset and approach towards marketing. If you don't understand marketing, you will be limited in what you're able to do in generating business. How you market whatever it is you're doing is going to have a direct impact. Marketing is how you engage. It's not just saying, hey, I'm selling this, buy it. Marketing is understanding your client or your customer or your target audience. It's called customer intelligence. Understanding what drives them to buy. And social media has made it so easy because you just create a page and you get people who want to know about what you do, come to that page and ask them. So what is it you want to see in this product? What is it about this that drives you? What is it? And they will literally, social media has trained people to answer questions when they're asked on a platform. You can't get that in surveys because that's the way we used to do. We used to surveys and studies and all that. You can't get the type of engagement that in surveys that you get in social media. You can literally sit up and have your clients tell you how to give them what they want. So now you can know how to satisfy them. You can also shorten the curve of what it takes to get them to buy. And I'm going to teach you all of that. And again, it all ends with, are you giving them something that they're satisfied with? And so there are times that I'll work with a client and say, for instance, they purchase a bronze package. That's 12 sessions. That's 12 weeks. Say we get to the 12th week and we go back and we look and I say, well, how do you feel about it? And they tell me, well, I thought that I would have more of this. I thought I would have known or I learned more than this. And we go back and we look at the original goals. We go back and we look at what we were aiming at. And I say, okay, I see where we're at. I tell you what, why don't we take 3 more weeks and work on it? Now, those 3 weeks on me, I'm not going to charge them for it. Why? Because I'm going to make sure you came to get what you want. That's why my satisfaction rate is through the roof. Because I don't sit up and say, well, your 12 weeks are up. You should have got it. Because I'm going to give it to you in 12 weeks. But not everybody's the same. So not everybody gets it at the same rate. And it's my responsibility to be invested enough to make sure they get it. And it works for me. Am I giving away sessions? Yeah. But I'm giving people life. I'm giving them breath. And they won't stop talking about what I do. So they're going to give me free advertising. It works. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to show you all this. I'm going to teach you all this. But you're going to have to be willing to invest in yourself. And I think 300, let me say it. I want to make sure I'm saying that right again. 397. Yep. I think 397 is a small amount to pay for what you're going to get, because you're going to have something that you can use over and over again, as long as the internet is up, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And it's only going to become more expansive and more facilitative of the things that we're trying to do in reaching people. We just need to know it. The problem with the internet is that most people are using it to gossip, to talk about what they don't want, to talk about celebrities who are already rich, wealthy, and have their lives and living on a level that the things that impact the average person doesn't impact them. But that's what the average person is talking about. Instead of looking at, how can I scale this to build a business? How can I scale this to send a message? How can I scale this to put things out that changes people's lives? That's been my goal since I hit the internet. I mean, the first account that I opened on social media was MySpace way back in the day. And it was positive. It was a message. It was something I was teaching. Then I took a break from all of that, and I did things on the internet, but it was on a business level, and it was, no real engagement with social media. And then came Facebook, then came Twitter, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get on here. And then it became a path. And then I jumped to YouTube. Then I took on Instagram, and now my people are pushing me to do the TikTok thing. So that's the thing I'm going to attack next, is TikTok, and develop a strategy for moving and monetizing TikTok without dancing, without doing all of that, but literally coming with some real stuff in a very short period of time, lighting people up, getting them excited, get them focused, and driving them to something that changes their lives. And that's how this thing works. You should have something that you can do for somebody that will make their life better, that will solve a problem for them. When you do that, you don't have to worry about convincing people to like what you're trying to do. You give them an answer to a solution to a problem they have, and they're coming to get it because they need that problem solved and they don't know how. When you do that, you create an entry into this market. Then you deliver it at a level of quality that's unquestionable. So now you develop and solidify your reputation. Then you use the uniqueness of your design, the uniqueness of your personality, and the uniqueness of your gifting to do it in a way that nobody else is doing it. What does that do? The people who want it done the way you do it have to come to you. You eliminate competition. The thing is, I don't worry about competition because I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not Les Brown. I'm not Eric Thomas. And I love those people. I've had a chance to talk with and communicate with those people, especially when I first decided I was going to develop a presence. I don't have the presence they do, but I have a part of the market that they even admit that they couldn't solidify and hold, because it comes from a unique preparation to engage people that very few people have invested that much in. The things that I've mastered in order to sit down with a person for an hour and help them change their lives is something unique. And my ability to connect with people in that short period of time is unique. And so that's what you use. You get out there and you do that. So with that being said, look, I want you to have a chance to win. This is a great opportunity to do so. It is a very small investment that has an unlimited potential for return, but you're going to get out of it what you put into it. And on that note, I'm going to leave. I'm going to tell you, hey, the link is in the description box. It's up to you. What are you going to do? And I'm going to leave it on that. As I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I don't eat. That's what I'm challenging you to do. And thank Miss Keeper. Thank you so much. And again, you guys keep me lifted because I'm coming hard. I'm coming and I'm giving everything I have. I'm giving my life everything I have. I'm giving everything I do, everything I have. I'm not going to leave any regrets behind me. And so I'm challenging everybody to live life on the level of your design. Stop settling. Stop settling. Stop sitting there going, man, I'm gonna get up and go to work. I'm gonna do this. I hate it. I mean, find the thing that you're passionate about and live it to its fullness. I promise you the return will not be disappointing. On that note, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable day. Thank you for taking the time to share with me. On that note, I'm out.